project, you have a plan. And you count your costs. If what you are starting, you can finish or you can't finish. But this one you can finish because your parents have gotten your back. Your parents have provided the means for you to be in school. So you will finish. Can I hear amen? Amen. You will finish strong. And the good you can do to your parents is to return back home with good results. There is nothing as pleasurable or delightful compared to when you see your children do well in school. And this is your job now. If you can't do well at this job, how are you going to do well when you are grown and you now take up a bigger responsibility? So you must do well now. So the first thing that you must do as you are starting this term is to have a plan. Have a game plan for the term. You must sit back and plan. If you want to raise a building, the first thing you do is you call a surveyor. They will come and check the land. Then they go to the government and check if that land doesn't belong to somebody else. So they will survey. They'll check the survey of the land. And they tell you the boundaries that you cannot cross, so that you won't encroach into someone else's land. Are you getting what I'm saying? So there are rules and regulations that governs everything in this life. See, if I say anything I don't understand, please call me back. You understand? We're not rushing anywhere. We are just starting the term. We are starting a new session also. So you must have a plan. Now, every one of us are seated here today because we are the handiwork of God. God created you and I, right? He didn't just create us, He formed us. And He decided to put Himself inside of us. Because this body is from the dust, is a clay. But there's something inside the body that is making the body live. That's the spirit. So God is a spirit. And He decided to form man and put His spirit in the man so that man can touch things. Are you get what I'm saying? His spirit can walk through the wall. But humans, maybe we'll get there one day where we can walk through walls. You understand? But people that are dead can walk through walls because they no longer live in this body. Now, if you and I came from God, God is a strategist. God is a planner. He doesn't just do things out of nowhere. He plans. So you must plan well. Because if you fail to plan, you have indirectly planned to fail. Please write it down. If you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. If you fail to plan, you have planned to fail. So God is a planner. And since the Spirit of God lives on our inside, we should plan because God plans. And God is very patient. It doesn't just... The only time you see a tree that was planted in a day and grew that day was in the days of Jonah. And that tree, the day it grew was the same day it died. You can't blow overnight. You see people saying they want to make it over you. It takes time. Yes, when a woman gets pregnant, it takes time before a child comes out. Some are premature babies, maybe 7 months. Some 8 months. The real one is 9 months. But something is wrong if that baby remains in the womb after 9 months. There are some children they gave birth to, they already started growing teeth. Everyone say, God forbid. So there is a time of planting, there is a time of harvest. It takes time. That is why we all need to be trained and taught. And you get what I'm saying? It takes time. The first thing you see from the Holy Book is, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, when God was starting the session, because before that time there was a session. That session had expired. So when He was starting a new session, the first thing He did was He created, what did He do? He created what? Have you taken time to check what create means? Have you checked? What create means is, please write this down. Create means to bring something into existence. Bring something into existence. At the end of this term, in December, you must bring A1 into existence. You must bring B2, B3 into existence. Right now, you don't have it. And your teachers are working tirelessly to make sure you bring A1 into existence. And it will take diligence, it will take hard work, it will take so many things for you to bring A1 into existence. So God brought into existence, He brought the earth into existence, and He brought the heavens into existence. He created. Many years ago, I think 2006, I was doing a study from a book. I remember the title of the book. And the writer of the book, I think it was Dale Carnegie, one of those men, ancient men. It's an old book. And he said, what is education? Now, the definition he gave for education is completely different from what I am seeing today when I go online and check dictionary. He said education came from the word educo. Please write it down. Educo. And it means bringing something into existence. That is education. But they have changed the meaning now. Bringing something into existence. I'm going somewhere, ladies. Bringing into existence. Now, who are the people we celebrate in the society today? Those who do something out of normal. Some of them did not even go to school, but they created something that people have never seen before. They say, wow, what is this? This is strange, this is different. Then money begins to flow to those people because they have done something or they have upgraded on something that somebody did before. Today, you and I can say, okay, I want to travel to Abuja, and in Abuja, in the next 15 minutes, I'll get to Abuja from the invention of somebody. The first man that tried to make an aeroplane was a professor. When he came up with the idea of creating something that would fly, they laughed at him. In fact, the day he came out to even test it, they laughed, they scorned him. They said, look at you. Nobody can make something like this now. You want to create something that can fly. He spent a lot of millions of dollars. But it failed. After I finished, Samuel Langley is his name. Please write his name down. Samuel Langley. I think the reason I can't forget his name is because we bear the same name. Professor Samuel Langley. He borrowed money. Langley. Break it down into syllables. Langley. L-Y. Yeah. I think it's L-E-Y or L-Y. You guys should just check it. He borrowed money, convinced a lot of people, they sponsored it. At the end of the day, he tried it, the plane did not fly. He was depressed. And as he was depressed, listen, because you fail doesn't make you a failure. Please write it down. One of the pathways to success is failure. Because when a child is learning how to walk, that child may not learn how to walk overnight. It takes time. So because you are solving a mathematics problem and you are not getting the desired result, does not mean that you are a failure. You are not a dullard. One of the things that I quarrel with most of the people that I mentor, or even my biological children, is don't tell me something is impossible. Don't tell me something is too hard. Don't tell me that. I won't accept that from you. Don't tell me that you are a failure. You cannot be a failure. It's impossible. Is God a failure? Because you failed a subject doesn't make you a failure. Listen, failing is an event. It is not a person. Please write it down. Failing is an event that happened yesterday. It is not you and I. We are not failures. We can fail, but that is not our personality. That is not who we are. So because you are not getting something today, doesn't mean that you won't get it tomorrow. So don't give up. You have been solving it. You have been trying to get it. You are not getting it. Keep at it. Keep it. Try another method. Don't give up. Samuel Langley got depressed and he committed suicide. He committed suicide. That's the challenge with so many young people today. Because you are trying something, you are not getting it, you can't commit suicide. I know people that have written JAMB 7 times. JAMB, year 1, year 2, 7 years, they were at home before they got it. Are you getting what I'm saying? You are not a failure. Write your name in your book. Write your name and say, I am not a failure. Smart is not a failure. Peace is not a failure. Modi is not a failure. I'm not a failure. I am not a failure. So Samuel Langley, because he tried and it didn't work out, he decided to commit suicide. He was depressed. And when he died, Wright brothers, 2 brothers, said, this man has attempted to do this thing. We can do it. Then they started working. Those guys, they are not even professor. The other man was Professor Samuel Langley. These guys were unschooled. And they tried their hands. The day they were going to fly, people say, another set of people want to perform madness again. They say it's time for another person to. And people gathered. 1940 something. Is it 1940 something or 1920 something? And people they were there. Like joke. They tried, the thing did not fly. People were laughing. They tried, it wasn't flying. Then this bed lifted and went up. People were shocked. It went up for a few minutes and came down. They said, for it to have flown, then it can fly more than this. Today, nobody remembers Samuel Langley. It's the Wright brothers, because they made it happen. That is the power of creation. That is the reason you are in school. It's not cramming up. It's not them pumping everything. It's for you to produce something. That is what school will do in your life. That you get to a point where you now begin to make things. Today you are studying somebody's textbook. Tomorrow you can be the one writing textbooks. Today you are studying Faraday, but tomorrow they can study your own principle. That is the reason we are in school. Don't let anybody cage you, making you feel like this is the end of the road. This is not the end of the road until you get to that point whereby you can create something. You can discover something. You can make a software. You can create a program that would solve people's problems. That's what they will pay you for. You are not waiting to graduate from school and you are looking for a job. You are with a mindset that when you graduate from school, you create jobs for people. Although it's good to start working for people first. Are you getting what I'm saying? So don't forget that aspect of education. It is bringing something out of nothing. It is creating something. Because we are the handiwork of God, and God is a creator. He brings things into existence. And how? If you read out Genesis 1:1, I love the Bible so much. I've read so many books, but that book you must read it every day, because you see some things that you have never seen before. How did he create? Faustina, how did he create? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Then the earth was without void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep and everywhere. So what did God do? Oh, everybody should clap for this girl. He said what? Let there be, and there was light. Please write it down. What are you saying? You create with your words. The creative power is first in your mind. You conceive it first in your mind, and then you speak it out as a word. Because your word is a spirit. It makes things happen. Your word makes things happen. I remember many years ago, I think it was 2013, I was at Anthony Bridge. I was waiting for a bus that would take me to Oshodi. And as I was there, I just heard a voice tell me, your first child will be Eden. I said, sure. So when I met my wife, I said, our first child will be Eden. And today is Eden. It is what you say with your mouth that will happen. Don't say, I can't. They say you should solve a problem. If somebody says I should steal, I'll say I can't. If somebody says I should do something evil, I'll say I can't. But if it's something good, I will tell you I can. You must know you can. God said, let there be light, and there was. So if I have the image and the likeness of God on my inside, I have the Spirit of God on my inside, I can say to things and they will happen. It may not happen immediately because of limitations that are around, but it will happen. So it comes from your word. As a man thinks in his heart, so he speaketh. You must get your heart right. Then you must speak the right set of things. You must learn to engage your mouth. I can get this thing. This chemistry, I will get it. This physics, I'll get it. You must be able to speak. God said, let there be light, and there was light. What's the name of this man that discovered electricity? Okay, light bulb. Who discovered electricity? Michael Faraday. Who discovered electric bulb? Thomas Edison. Now, Edison tried severally. You didn't get it, right? Some people said he tried 99 times. Some people said he tried 999 times. Some people said he tried over 1,000. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, got bulb. Do you know how much China makes with bulb, from bulb every day? As I speak now, I think 2 bulbs are not working in my house. I have to replace it. But God did not buy bulb. He spoke it into existence. I know when it was Thomas Edison was trying to get a bulb, I know he would have been speaking that I will get this bulb. I will get something that can contain electricity. Today, do you know that some of these energy bulbs now, you can connect it to a tree, some special trees, and it will bring out light. You don't need yes, trees. In fact, stones can now, they have discovered it in Nigeria. I saw a guy in Nigeria. He didn't go to school. He created electricity with the stone. Connected wires to it, and they are looking for somebody who sponsor that guy. From tree, you are getting electricity. From stone, you are getting it. In Congo too, there's a stone in Congo that you can use to produce that. Even your iPad, the iPad we are using, there's a part of the iPad that the what's the name of that material is in Nigeria here. They take it from here to China. I get what I'm saying. We live in a world where if you can solve a problem, you become a millionaire. And you can have PhD and you are broke. That's the world we live in today. People are looking for solutions to their problems. So you and I must be those who prefer solution to problems. And it is with this I can spirit. I can do it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. You can discover witty inventions. Is somebody bored this morning? Are you bored? Am I boring you? God said, let there be light. And there was light. He spoke you and even us, he spoke us into existence. Because he doesn't joke. One of the things that comedy does is that it robs you of the power of the authority that your word have. When you are a joker, when you are not serious, when you are talking, people around you, is he serious? Is he not serious? We don't even know. The same way with the elements in the spirit realm. If you are not serious with your word, they won't make things happen. Angels will not make things happen for you if you are not serious with your words. That's why Jesus said, let your nay be your nay and your no, your no. Your words, you must be deliberate with the kind of words that come out of your mouth. We don't play with words. We don't speak idle words because we know what we are looking for. So as a student who has good plan for this term, you must begin to speak those A1 into existence. I will have A1. I'm not a failure. I'm not a dullard. I am intelligent. I don't have the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and of a sound mind. I have a sound mind. My mind is sound. So the first thing that God did was He planned. So we must plan. You are starting a new session, plan. Have your personal timetable. I will keep saying this. Have a timetable. And in fact, during the counseling session last time, I think we had to put some of you through. Some of you, I drafted your timetable. I hope you are still following those timetables. Follow the timetable. You may not be 100% accurate, but follow your timetable. Are you get what I'm saying? Follow your timetable. The subjects that are giving you issues most, make sure you deal with them every day. Have contact with that subject every day. So, He said, let there be light. And there was. And darkness went down because light came. And that's why Jesus said, you are the light of the world. Because there's gross darkness everywhere. You should be the light. You should be solution to people's problems. You should be solution to the community's problem. You and I should be solution to the world's problem. We are the light. We are a city that is set on a hill that cannot be hidden. You are a city where people find refuge in. That is what education should do. If we are applying educo, creating something, bringing something out, something that people have never seen before, or something that somebody had seen before, but you improve on it. Somebody said you can copy, but copyright. You understand? You can copy, but what? Copyright. I'm not saying you should copy during examinations. That's not what I'm saying. No. Don't go and carry expo. Don't say Pastor Sam said you should carry expo. I said you can copy, but copyright. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, in fact, can I tell you guys something? The best kind of education is called vocational education. Apprenticeship. Apprenticeship. You are somebody's disciple. The person carries spanner, you carry spanner. The person puts it at angle 45, you put it at angle 40. That's the best way to learn. Do as I do. That's the best way to learn. Imagine I am teaching you about aerodynamics and I teach you from textbook and in the class. Listen, you don't know it until I take you to the airport, or I take you to Air Force Airport, where they are building aeroplane and they are showing you the law of aerodynamics, and you can put your hand to work. You can never forget such experience. That's why I love it when schools go for excursions. When things become practical, some of us don't forget. So many things that I can do with my hands to this because I learned it from somebody, or I learned it on YouTube, or I learned it from somewhere. But do as I do is one of the best form of education. Somebody is repairing a vehicle and you go there. See, girls, don't think some vocation are for guys. If you have passion to learn mechanics, please learn it. In fact, you will get more customers than your male counterparts. If I see that you are a girl and you are good, you are a mechanic, I'll give you my car to fix. So many ladies think, oh, the end place is in the kitchen. No, your end is not kitchen. No. Your end is not giving birth to children. No. I guess what I'm saying. If you love to work with tools, then you can be a mechanic, maybe mechanical engineer. Learn it. Between GSS 1 and GS 3, my daddy took me personally and took me to a workshop where they fix generators, pumping machines, they fix fan, they fix those things. Today, if any of my appliances gets spoiled, I don't give it to repairer immediately. I will work on it first. If I work on it, and the thing is, gets to a point where I'm about to finish, then I call them or I take it to them. And the money I will pay is small money compared to if I just carry it to them like that. I do plumbing myself. I do my electricals myself. I repair practically everything by myself, even carpentry. Because when we were growing up, we had opportunities to learn those things. At our backyard was a carpenter, so I learned some things from carpenter. And then I was still going to school. I guess what I'm saying. The real life is not in book. Real life is in working with your hands. That is why China is different from every other country in the world. In China, they don't sit in classroom. They go to workshops. What a primary 2 pupil will do in China, somebody in university in Nigeria will not be able to do that thing. 2005, I went for a training at Ikeja. We went to learn programming, myself and one of my very close friends. And when we got there, we paid a lot of money. And we learned HTML, hypertext. They used it to create websites. And when we finished, the letters were scrolling. 2005, some of you were not born then. And we were so excited. We were happy. And our instructor said, why are you guys happy? How old are you guys? If you go to India, a boy that is 6 years old can do much more than this. You are in your 20s, you are happy. Then our shakara went down. That's why the products we are using today is from China, is from India, is from Korea, is from Japan. Because they have learned to make things with their hands. That's the real education. You create something. You are creating. They are not pouring in your head every time. Now, if our school system will not be able to help you, find help. Seek help. One of my proteges is studying mechatronics at Fuye Ekiti. And the practical that they ask them to do for the first time, that practical doesn't make sense. You just go to a construction site, go and see how they are making blocks. Something that somebody who is not educated can do. And you are in part 3 to make blocks. Doesn't make sense. It's handouts. They just give them handouts. All of us is handouts. And one girl was smart. The girl stays in Abuja. Her parents decided to put her in a workshop. This girl learns vulcanizing, mechanic. When she comes to school, she's their boss. She begins to tell them what they don't know. When they are now teaching her mechatronics, she understands what they are saying more than people that have not seen the practical thing. That is why medical students are different. Every university where there's medicine and surgery, from part 3, they start dealing with cadavers. They tell them, bring dead rats. They cut it, lizard. That's why doctors are different. But engineering students, except those that went to Polytechnic, those are the ones that do practical. University students, they don't know jack. You have to liberate yourself. Are you getting what I'm saying? And I know your school is taking note. They will bring people that will teach you things, because at the end of the day, it is what you can make out of nothing that will give you an edge in your society. That's what will make you stand out. There are courses online, 3 weeks, 1 month, 6 months. Do it. Practice it. It gives you an edge. With what is coming in the nearest future, I'm not sure we are prepared. That's what I've been saying everywhere I go to these days. We are not prepared for what is coming. Because when you go to civilized countries, very soon, robots will be the one driving your aeroplane. Very soon, doctors will be the one operating on people that wants to give birth to children. Very soon, robots will be the one teaching. Some children will not go to school. Robots will teach them, yes. Robots will teach them everything at home. Are we prepared for what is coming? Or are we even prepared for what is here? We still don't have electricity. We still don't have good hospitals. We don't have road. Are we prepared? It's deliberate. The Western world has decided to keep us where we are. But they don't know that God will turn it around for good. It will be turned around for good. Because at the end of the day, people there will run here. Because the development will be so much there that people will know that, man, this is destruction, and they will come to the place that was not developed. Am I speaking over your head? So we are not ready. So you must make sure you liberate yourself. Begin to be a creator. Create something. Create that A1. I know it looks difficult, but you can. Somebody say, I can. Form your own notes. When you read, don't just copy it verbatim. Create something from your own understanding. Create something. They gave you a definition for something. Stay back. Think about it. Okay. How does this relate to my day-to-day living activities? How? They say 5 minus 3. It doesn't make sense to you. Then they say, okay, when you see 5 birds on a wire and you throw a stone and 2 birds flew off, how many is left? 3. You see that it makes more sense compared to 5 minus 5 minus 3 or 5 minus 2. It's making more sense. Your mommy gave you 1,000 naira and she said you should give your sister 400 naira. How much is left? It's not abstract anymore because you can relate it. I tell children, okay, you are struggling with mathematics. So why? Because you need maths in your life. You need it. If I send you to the market, how will you do it? You must know calculation. That's why accounting should not be hard for you. Are you getting what I'm saying? And that is the reason people create games like Monopoly. It teaches you how to invest. You buy a house, you buy an hotel, you buy an estate from Monopoly game. So some of those games actually help to develop the mind. Are you guys getting what I'm saying? So I've spoken too much this morning, but I want you guys to be creators. Don't forget what I told you. Believe that you can achieve it, then you will achieve it. All right, in 2 minutes, I want to test what you guys have learned this morning. In 2 minutes, write your plan for this session. Some of you are in SS2, you are going to SS3. Just 1 line or 2 lines. Your plan for this session. You don't know. Don't worry, that's why we are here. I like our sincerity, yes. I love our sincerity. That's why we are here. What's your plan for this session? And what is your goal? What's your goal? Because you must plan to achieve a goal. What's your plan to achieving your goals for this time? Those in SS2, I don't know if they're planning to write GC. Those in SS2, by this time next year, you're already in SS3. Those in GS3, those they are writing their junior white exams. What are your plans? What are your plans? Don't worry, it's my assignment to you. So next time we'll come, you show us your plan for this session. Yeah, that 2 minutes is too short. So now they're happy now. They're happy. You're done, right? Let me see your plan. Great. I like this. It must be simple and I love your plan. Nice one. Yes. Good. Now, the next step we'll take is, what are the things that you need to do to achieve this plan? That's the next one. So I haven't gotten your plan, your goal for the time, for the session. What are the steps, practical steps that you need to take to get it? When God created the heavens and the earth, he had a goal in mind. He didn't just create it for fun. When God created all the animals, he didn't just create it for fun. He created, God is wonderful. God created everything for you and I to enjoy. So before he created us, we were the ones that he created last. So he created everything in preparation for some people that are coming. Do you now know what he did? After God created everything, don't forget that creation he brought into existence. After God created everything, everything existed in the spirit form. Everything was in spirit. But for him to bring it to the physical, it was men that he formed first. Yes. Am I correct? Am I correct? Am I correct? Check now, check Genesis chapter 2. He caused rain to fall. After rain fell, now formed man. After he formed man, he now started forming other animals and brought them to man, for man to name them. So in formation, we were the first that he formed. He now brought everything to us so that we can name them. And the name that Adam called them, that was their name. So what God did was, I have given you the rights to all these things on the earth. You are in charge of them. That was his goal. His goal was to replicate himself on the earth. And he created everything for man's pleasure. Everything. That's why men can tame lion. Men can tame any animal. We are still in charge. At the end of the day, when everything is gone and we come back to the new earth, we and lion will be together. We'll still be in charge. Are you getting what I'm saying? So he created everything first, but when it came to formation, to forming, he formed man and gave them charge over everything. Both the things that are flying, the things on land, and things in the sea. Gave man charge. But he did not give man charge over man. He did not give man charge over man. Guys, let's close. Abi? Let me because if I continue, I will not stop. I won't stop. Okay, now, in conclusion, we are to be in charge. We are to be in charge. That's God's plan for you and I. We are to be in charge. In charge of everything. We are not supposed to be controlled by the elements of this world, by the things of this world, but we are supposed to be in charge. So I want to give you that sense of being in charge. Any subject, you are in charge. When you say you don't know something, you mean that thing is bigger than you. That thing is not bigger than you. Mathematics cannot be bigger than you are. Somebody uses brain to formulate what you are reading. You are in charge of the mathematics. You are in charge of English. You are in charge of economics. You are in charge of those subjects. You are in charge. You are in charge of your appetites. You are in charge of your sexuality. You are in charge. what we do is we release ourselves so that God can be in charge of our lives, so that we can be in charge of our lives. We give God charge, then we can now be in charge, so that we won't be out of control. Some people think they think they can be in charge out of God. It's impossible. You can't be in charge out of God. With God, you will be in charge. He will give you authority over things. He gives you power over things. So you have power over everything. Not over people. Over everything. But not over people. You can influence people. You can encourage people. You can inspire people. And if they don't give you that right, it's called witchcraft. When you manipulate people. That's called witchcraft. You don't have to have wings to be flying. You understand? Witchcraft is not just having wings to be flying at night. No. It means manipulation. So people say yes. Without their consent, you are manipulating them. You are twisting their hands. That's what Yahoo boys do. Those Yahoo boys, that's what they do. It's manipulation. Witchcraft is manipulation, intimidation, stubbornness. All right, let's close. I hope you have gotten a lot of things today. So how many of you promised me that you'll be in charge of all your subjects? Yes, thank you. Everybody, right? How many of you will be in charge of your emotions? Some of you that have anger issues, mood swings. Let me see hands up. This time, you are going to be a better version of you. Anger, you will not fight people. You will not abuse anybody. Let me see hands up. You will not frustrate your teachers. Some students can frustrate. Hey! You must repent. Be converted. So this time, don't just focus on your academics. Know that you are in charge. Focus on your character. Your character is very important. Your gift will take you to the top, but it is your character that will keep you there. If you don't have character, you will fall yakata. Did you get that? I want you to write it down as we close. Your gift will take you to the top. Your gift will take you to the top, but it is your character that will keep you there. If you have gifts without character, you will fall yakata. Your gift will take you to the top, but it is your character. It is a good character. Let me put it that way. It is a good character that will keep you there. If you don't have good character, you will fall yakata. All right, God bless you.